Relax, don't do it.
That was like perfectly.
It was. You should be harmonists.
No, let's not.
yeah,
Okay.
Anyway, let's start.
We're already trying to do things we don't know.
Hey there, fam. Zane here, and welcome to another episode of On2 Couch Talks. I'm here with the usual suspects, Perry,
Hey
James.
Welcome.
Went a bit early there.
Look, it just happened, all right.
Oh, welcome. So what are we up to? Episode
4.
4. Is that
Is that how you say it? I don't know.
Quattro?
Quattro?
Quattro. Anyway,
I'll just say
4.
4. Anyway, I
That's
don't know
true.
what you say, but I say 4.
We're up to episode 4. So what have we had? What's been going on since our last episode?
Your way trip.
Few things.
Few things.
It's a big thing.
That's the big thing. That is the big thing.
Yeah, well, the big thing was the away trip. That just went by.
Who went there?
Who didn't? Who didn't?
Or who
know,
didn't?
actually? Who didn't? That's
You
the
weren't
question.
there.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, it was a good trip. Went down to Port Macquarie. That's down in New South Wales. We did the Oxley Highway.
That was a good ride.
Man,
Oh.
it's like all of our mountains up here in Brisbane put
Combined.
together.
If they had a
And then-
baby.
Yeah, they had a baby all together
Really?
and
Yeah.
splattered out.
What's the
Yeah.
what's the road like? The
It's actually
the surface
it's actually
like?
good quality.
Because you know,
I-
like our
yeah.
roads are like some are a little bit sketchy. The
Yeah.
surface is not so good, and then some are really good.
a lot of it
Yeah.
has been redone.
A lot of it
There's
was redone, yeah.
There's parts of it, but just
So we got
So it's
fresh.
Pretty
We got
consistent.
fresh.
But the just going up there, like the entrance way up to sort of Gingers Creek, like in the middle halfway point, it's
Yeah.
just the views are insane. It's some areas are single lane, dual lane, but you've got
It's
a
not
lot-
perfect,
Yeah, it's
but it's still
So
better than
is
here.
that the ride that? So, I mean, for those that don't know, like the guys left Brisbane to go down to Port Macquarie, which is
central coast town.
yeah, but
really.
how many hour trip?
6 hours trip.
6 hours.
Let's say 6 hour trip.
Yeah.
We had to make a stop in Coffs Harbour to pick up Paul Turner, which is our Coffs Harbour one-man crew.
One man band.
We had to get,
On to Coughs,
But-
here we go.
yeah, got to shout out to Paul because he did a fair bit of work helping us plan this ride.
He did
Yeah.
lunch.
So he made contact with like some like cafes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And checked out the fuel stops, and he did a bit of reconnaissance, checking out the roads and whatever because he's down that way.
We had
Yeah.
Jaden
So,
as
yeah.
well. He jumped
So
in
how
for-
big? So,
Jaden
so
too.
that was
Thanks, mate.
that was the first day. So it's 6 hour ride on the first day, and then
Yeah.
was it a rest day after that, or straight into the ride day?
Straight in the
Straight in.
ride because we left early in the morning.
Yeah.
So we got down there. People sorted out their accommodation. Then they had a rest and whatever else. And
Yeah.
then we got into it the next day. But it wasn't until it was a 9 o'clock start, so it wasn't like first light.
Yeah.
So yeah, fueled up, had a briefing, had a good chat. Then we headed off.
So just like
A long day.
and like
roads
yeah.
there.
So Port Macquarie's here, fueled up like just on the outskirts of Port, and then you got the highway. But then boom, go straight into the Oxley Highway. So we're on it already. So yeah. So we headed out, got up to Gingers Creek. And
That was a nice little fuel stop actually. Yeah.
yeah, the
It was,
MTs had to fill up, didn't they?
he always drives on the MT riders. It did need fuel. A few times. It did need fuel.
Yeah.
But
Oh
So
dear.
yeah, and then we proceeded to I can't even remember that name of that. It was some weird name.
It was a lovely pub though. It was a great feed and everything. It was all
Good feed up there, and then people that could last that the distance.
Vulture.
Fuel there.
Vulture.
Vulture.
That's the one.
Yeah, got fuel there, and then we went back to Gingers Creek. So then, because it's a really good spot there,
Yeah.
people can cut laps and go back and forth for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then we headed back down after that and got home reasonably early in the afternoon.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
It's like
a long
4
day,
o'clock
but
or
a good
something.
day.
Yeah,
Good turnout for the trip.
yeah. It was like 20, 25. Yeah,
That's good.
it was a good number. If we had like the amount of people that rock up to an F&R or something like
We'd be in trouble.
yeah, 80 people going through.
No,
Other
but
people going
even
through the
still,
mountain.
if you had 80 people, if we had 80 people on a going away trip, like that would
That'd
be
be
that would be
next
an
level,
awesome
right?
going. Like
Where we
even
all
if it
fit.
just like if we did like a north one, like
Yeah.
the next north one, which is not too far, like doing Alex Heads or something like that.
Mm.
It's only an hour away. If you get 60 people up there, imagine the first night.
It might get a bit crazy.
no,
He's going dangerous fields now.
no.
It was a good ride. It was
Yeah.
The weather was good. We couldn't complain. There was no
No,
rain.
that's
It
good.
was-
Yeah, the weather went really well. I was glad that we did get like. It was almost like we were chasing the weather. Like we're riding
Yeah.
here, it's raining, it's storming here, and we're riding in sunshine.
Why would you
Beautiful
want to
weather.
be chasing the weather though?
No, but we're lucky because like we're riding in the sunshine, but the roads are
ninjas.
wet. That was the only-
Ninjas.
Weather ninjas.
Yeah.
Oh, weather
Yeah.
ninja.
Weather ninja. Fuck.
All right, so that's the away trip. So that was good. We obviously will have another one of those coming up.
End of the year, towards the end of the year,
End
second
of the
half.
year, we can talk about that too. Other things we've had on the past month have been
F&R.
Usual F&Rs.
usual F&Rs. There's been
Usual
a couple,
F&Rs.
a couple of good F&Rs.
Yeah, we've
actually, to be honest, the F&R that Jace and I took while you guys were away, while you guys were down there,
Oh,
Jace,
there we
big
go.
shout out to Jace
Yeah.
and everybody that came on that run. That was a good run.
What was
actually.
the quality control like? Was it
Quality control was
quality
perfect.
control?
Fucking Perry 2.0,
Yeah.
whatever.
It was perfect. Oh, you see?
Perfect.
You see that? Some people call me Perry number 2. But,
Some people.
Some
Yeah.
people, I don't know.
No, but we've had a
Maybe
good,
me.
couple of good F&Rs now. Like last week, we got into VIP parking.
VIP?
At the Garden City there.
Yep.
So yeah.
Oh, Garden City?
Yeah, rang up and they're like, yeah, park in VIP section. So yeah, we got our own section, everything undercover and everything like that. So that was cool.
We've actually had a few rides on. Like, there's been a few good rides on
Yep.
this past month that have been
Weekend
like,
rides and
yeah,
stuff?
weekend
Yeah.
rides. Because we've had, well, the going away trip was long weekend.
Yep.
Then we've had a long weekend just
Just
recently.
gone. Yeah.
So
A few rides there.
yeah, there's been rides everywhere, which has been really good.
Yeah. Sure.
So, and then that will kind of lead us into also when this episode comes out, bike night.
Yes.
Yes.
Bike
Oh,
night,
that's gonna be epic. Absolutely epic.
first bike night of the year.
A
Yeah.
new shop, new place.
New
Yeah.
shop, yeah, new
It's
new
gonna be
venue
a-
for bike night, good food. got
Excellent
all the,
food. The best.
Excellent.
Got all the vendors, so
Yeah.
oh, so good.
gonna be-
So for all of you guys out there, we won't talk too much about bike night because we are going to be doing a special bike night video as we always do. If you've been on the YouTube channel, don't forget, hit that like, subscribe. But all of our bike nights are up on the YouTube channel, and there will be another one for this bike night coming up. So yeah,
Definitely.
it's definitely one to see.
Definitely going to be
Something to
worth
look
one to
forward
watch.
to.
It's going to be
Yeah,
good.
yeah. All
from
here
the
from
venue.
On2HQ.
Yeah.
H Crew.
H
On2HQ. On2HQ. So,
Next.
next, what we're going into. So we touched on, so it's kind of leading on from the episodes that we've had. Like last episode, we had James from Perth, and we spoke about what got us into riding. So
How
we
you
are
started.
now
Yeah.
talking about licensing. This is a big, especially for people in Australia anyway. Like, I know a lot of people in Australia and around Australia, because I'm not sure, this is going to be something for all you people around the world that aren't in Australia to let us know as well, because so in Australia, I don't know if you know, but we're divided into separate states, which is like, you know, obviously America has states and the UK have
We're superior states,
provinces and things like that. So, but our states here in Australia, motorcycle licensing is different in every single state.
You think
Well,
it'd be
yeah.
the same. You really would think.
It's like you're on another
I want to
country.
hope
Just-
so. So, you know, this is something that we want to hear from you guys as well, right? We want to let us know, especially if you're not from Australia. We definitely want to know.
100%.
We definitely want to know what you guys go through, whether or not it's the same, like what we're talking about. Is it different in every state or province that is nearby or whatnot? So it'll be good.
How you started? How you actually got into riding? Like, how did you? What got you to that point, and sort of, I guess,
Yeah.
what are your steps and process to get your license?
So, well, I know for me, different than the two of you guys, because I started riding in New South Wales, right?
Oh. Yeah.
Hey.
No, it's still in Australia. It's still
gonna be a-
Australian citizen, I
yeah.
guess.
I am an Australian citizen as well, by the way. Thank you very much. Oh, wow. Let's see what I have to put up with these two clowns. Oh. But no,
Need a
New South
drink after
Wales.
that.
New South Wales is different. Like, from what I've heard, like everything that I've heard about up here in Queensland. Anyway, so for me, again, I was lucky that I got my license when I was over the age of 25. Like, I got my motorcycle license. I think I was 26 when I got my motorcycle license.
Yep.
I'd held a license. I'd held my full license for 3 years. So all I had to do was do the pre-learner course.
Yeah,
which I
okay.
think you have to. I think you have to do that here too.
Yeah,
so it's just
Queensland.
a 1 day pre-learner course. Then just go to the RTA. It was back then. Sit the L's test, which was like 18 questions on the computer, and then once you pass that, if you pass your pre-learners course, you got your L's.
So
And
there was no physical.
no, not for your
No
L's.
physical.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That's like leading the blind into the blind. Here you go. Have a license.
No, so that's all it was. You do a pre-learners course, and they just like, if you pass that pre-learners course, they deem you competent to ride a motorcycle.
Wow.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
And then yeah, you go sit your test, and then you get your L's. And once you've got your L's, that's like, it wasn't lambs, it was power to weight ratio back then, right? You could only ride certain bikes, power to weight ratio.
So smaller bikes.
Smaller bikes like
Yeah, okay.
like 250s. I had a DRZ 400. That was my first bike.
Oh,
that's what I learned on.
Motard?
Motard.
Explains a lot.
Yeah. So, but L's, that was it. It was like,
Take a
there you
license.
go for your life.
So that's crazy.
So
Oh,
just go and ride.
You're saying no supervisor and
No supervisor.
Oh,
All you had
yeah.
to do is have an L plate on the back of your bike,
But-
and that was it. And it was 2 months, 2 months on my L's, 2 months or 3 months, and then I could go and sit the provisional test, which was basically the same.
Wow. Okay.
Same again, like a pre-learner course type thing. You just
Yep.
had to do a few, show that you could do a U-turn or whatnot.
figure of eight.
Yeah, figure
Figure of
eights.
8, yeah.
Slalom, bit of
of slalom,
slalom,
bit of-
emergency stopping,
Ooh.
emergency braking.
Yep.
Show that you could do an emergency brake.
Don't
Oh,
go
it was actually quite funny because when I did mine,
Oh,
because I
no.
did mine on my DRZ,
Oh, no.
the instructor's like, "Hey, if you go a bit faster and squeeze that brake a bit more, you get the back wheel off the ground." And this is in the course, like.
I thought he was going to say you go over the bars. Like, you
No,
will
he's like, just on that bike, just go a bit faster and squeeze the brake a bit harder. You'll get the back wheel off the ground. I was like, oh, all right. Yeah, this is in the course
He's like,
back then.
Have a license, kid.
So anyway, that course, and then onto my P's.
I had a piece. Oh, okay,
And then
yeah.
because I was 25 and I'd held my license for
Yeah,
X amount of time, it was,
A year?
nah,
Oh,
3 months or something like that. 3 to 6 months, and then I could get my R's.
we should have went
My
to
R
New South
class.
Wales for a
Yeah,
license.
right.
So that's what it was. Within the space of a year, I was unrestricted, could ride whatever I want.
Took you a whole year.
Oh,
No, within the space of a year.
within the space.
Within the space of a year.
But technically, still a third of what it would take, realistically, in what Queensland would be.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's what it was like in New South Wales. I think if you guys don't mind, I know this has been a little bit of, I've had a bit of feedback. This has been quite a good segment that people like. But if you guys don't mind, we might throw over to Trev's Corner. And Trev's got a bit of a story about, same again, what he did.
How he got his license.
How he got his
Yeah.
license. So,
Okay.
and then some other information as well for you guys out there as well. So we'll
the
throw
people
over
that
to
want
Trev's Corner. Trev, what do you got for us, brother?
Come on, mate, spit it out.
Welcome back to Trev's Corner. I'm Trev. Thanks, Zane. We're talking about licensing. So when I started, you had to do a pre-learning course, which was 2 days, built with theory and practical, easy enough. Once that was done, I went straight into my RE Opens, which was your restricted license for your motorbike, but an open bike license class where you didn't have to display your P plates, since I was in my car already on my Opens. So once I did that, you had to wait 3 months before you could get your RE Opens or your restricted license. But with that, I didn't have a bike for 3 months. I didn't need to learn on my L's just because I grew up riding dirt bikes. I already had the skills, I guess, to display. And once I did that, waited 2 years on the REs and then got my R's after that, which was amazing. But yeah, if you guys want to learn more about this, there's more on the description below for all the states. Yeah, so pretty much good as. So comments from last video from Gregory. He says, "Geez guys, from humble beginnings at the BP Goodna all the way to Perth, a surefire sign of quality organisers and wicked community. Congrats, Perry and Shimmy." Thanks, Leno. He was in the Corona jacket at Goodna BP. So thanks, mate. Back to you, Zane.
All right, thanks for that, Trev.
Yeah,
and for those
interesting,
of you
mate.
out there, that is interesting.
It
So
is.
very, very different
Yeah.
to the way that I
To-
got my That's very different to the
all
way
that,
that I got
all
my
that
license.
paper, I'm like, yeah, right, nah.
They're making it,
all the
Yeah.
paper. So that's the homework that was my self-assigned homework that I did for this episode.
self-assigned.
Trev put it out there, but for all of you out there, for anyone out there that doesn't have their license yet and looking at getting your license, all that information, we're going to put up the links below. So just go to those links. It covers all the states in Australia.
Yep.
So wherever you are, just go to those links that give you all the information about how you can go about getting your learners and joining our amazing community, family, as we like to call
Yep.
it.
Get a full breakdown of what it takes
That's
to
right.
get a license.
Yeah. Wow, it's nothing like, yeah,
It's nothing compared
that's
to-
crazy. I couldn't
compared to
believe it.
that.
Like, flipping through those papers, I'm just like,
Oh man,
wow.
I was looking at looking at some of them. Like Queensland, definitely one of the harder states to.
Queensland is, from when
Northern
I got mine,
Territory,
is
by the look of it, just from reading, it's like you got to jump through a few hoops
few hoops to get your
in
license.
Northern
yeah.
Territory. But for those of you, I think in South Australia, hey, if you're in South Australia, 16 years old,
Take a license. Take a license.
Go and get a motorcycle license because you'd be struggling in the other states anyway.
Or, you know, if you were back in my time,
Oh, here
Well,
we go.
Well, yeah,
Here
well,
we go.
this is it. This is
was
the difference too, right? Because Trev just spoke about Queensland, so
You
and
follow
now
up now. Come on.
yeah, well, like when I did my license, like I literally walked in, sat in the booth, answered 5 questions, not 18 or anything.
five.
5 questions. That was it.
How'd you go with that?
5 questions.
How long ago did you get your license?
1900s.
are you?
Not here to talk about that. Not here to talk about
Early 1900s.
out of people.
They've just been invented.
is it a penny farthing license? Sorry,
I'm not talking about this. I'm going home.
Yeah, he's had enough. He's up and out now. Great.
So all right, so 5 questions.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
Oh,
anymore.
come on. You
No,
haven't
come
finished.
on now.
Come on. How did you go?
So yeah, 5 questions.
The viewers want to know.
Yeah, 5 questions, and then you know you go off, you got your hours, whatever. So you meant to ride around for like 3 months or whatever, and then
Did you
can
have to
go
have a
do the
supervisor?
No,
Yeah, so no supervisor.
No supervisor.
just go.
Yeah.
But it was like the power of the rate. I had to have the 250. I had
Yeah.
the 250 something.
How's it go?
It was like Kawasaki.
Oh,
But,
you had Kawasaki.
yeah, so I had that
Quacker.
Quacker.
Quacker, and then yeah, I did the pre-course, Q course or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So
Obviously, it goes into the braking, figure of eights, and whatever. A few more questions at the end of it. Boom. Here's your open license.
hey,
Yep.
How?
What?
No, yeah, he.
straight from learners to opens.
Yep.
You did get your license a long time ago.
1900s. I'm telling you. This is when he got it. The greys are
No,
coming through.
but if you think about that, right? So it's Queensland, and then what Trev's just told us. Like,
I mean,
that's crazy.
but
Like, what?
Queensland wasn't always like that. As when I got mine, it was you go do a learner course. You do your learner course, and it was just a written test. So pretty similar to what
So you didn't have
did.
to do a
No, no
a riding
pre-learner.
course?
No, you just
I think it
do.
was
So you didn't even have to
Q-ride,
prove that you could
It
ride
was
a
like a
motorbike?
Q-ride, but it was like a learner course for like an hour. Like
Yeah,
you go
like
to
a
it,
pre- yeah.
you go to it, they do a few questions, you have a look, alright, cool, and then you get your learners, but you have to have a supervisor. So which is all good. But the issue was you could actually have your motorcycle license when you've got your red Ps. So after you've had your red Ps for a year,
Your car red piece?
yeah, so you had your red Ps, right? You could get your license, and then when you get your greens, you can get your actually like your open license.
Yeah.
So there was actually a loophole when I got my license is that I could actually ride, my car was classed as a P2, green,
Yeah.
but my motorcycle license was actually an unrestricted. So you could ride an unrestricted 1000cc bike, whatever you want, on a green P plate, which you're not allowed to drive a turbo
So
car.
you could ride a 1000cc back then,
Could ride a 1000cc back then, yes.
but you still can't ride a 1000cc.
No, no.
Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
No, I need a drink to deal with this.
I'm pretty sure there's a nice one sitting in your lounge room, though, isn't there?
And that's what it does. Sits in his lounge.
Sits in his lounge room.
That's
Beautiful
why.
bike.
That's why it sits
Yeah.
in his lounge room.
It's having a break,
Yeah.
okay? A
I'm
mental
sure,
break.
I'm sure we can get a picture thrown up of that sitting in your lounge room.
We'll throw that. That's it. You'll see. You'll see.
I kid you not. I was riding around, I should say, not driving, on an open class motorcycle with a big green P plate sticking off the back, and I tell you what it was a target for every single cop to go, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing? And you sit there and you produce a license, and I actually found out there was only a small handful of people in Queensland that had.
Do you still have that license? You should have kept it.
It's somewhere at home, but you'll actually see it's got your motorcycle, your car.
Yeah.
Then it's got your motorcycle and your car again.
Your restrictions.
Because your motorcycle opens started before your car's opens started.
Yeah.
You got it in between.
See, so that's funny. So that's even in, that's three different times, three different, guides of how to get your license in Queensland, which I believe, so for me, 26, what's that, 16 years ago, I think. I'm not very good at maths. But the way that I got my license back then, it's still the same as what it is now. So
Queensland's changed. But I think it's changed for a better reason.
I'm still stuck on green P-plates.
I mean, I get the safety, and I suppose it's something that, none of us as in the motorcycle community, we like to hear about people going down and hurting themselves, and I guess there's reasons why they do it. They do it for safety and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
don't just
there's also, you got to think that some of it's a bit of overkill as well.
Some of it is, but I mean, I think I'd rather have the safety.
Okay, for instance, overkill. So one thing that I've found out, and I'm sure people in Queensland will know, and for those of you that aren't in Queensland and overseas, this is crazy, right? So you get your REs restricted.
Yep.
That you can't ride an open class bike here, right?
Correct.
When that term is up and you can get your R class, your open license,
you can ride one.
You can ride a leader bike, but if you haven't gone and sat your R class test yet, you can ride a leader bike, but you have to have an L plate on the back of it with a supervisor in tow.
A loser plate.
That's crazy. What's the I mean, for me, I'll just go and get my R class, thanks.
There's so many holes.
What it was
to what it is now.
I mean, even if you've been riding for 2 years, on your restricted, and you could have been riding your whole life, so you're a competent rider, and you go from a 600 to you want to go up to a leader bike, you shouldn't have to do that. That's craziness.
Yeah, it is.
So I don't know, but
it's changing.
We definitely want to hear from you guys out there. Definitely throw up some comments. Please, hopefully this reaches someone that's not in Australia, because we want to hear what it's like for you guys around the world. What are the differences? Because that's stuff that we can touch on. I love hearing stuff and learning different stuff about
different people's, different lives, different situations,
Well, we definitely want to hear those stories from Trev's Corner.
Well, that's it, because all your comments, and there's a few people out there that loves Trev's Corner, and all your comments, that's where they go. They go over to Trevor in the corner. It's Trev's Corner. That's what he does. He brings you back to you.
He actually lives in that corner. He physically lives in that corner.
Don't even get me started on that.
He's like the Cookie Monster of Sesame Street. He comes out of the bin. That's it. That's the only time you see him.
So we've got that. So definitely let us know those kind of stories. Before we go, we are going to touch on June 1st, I believe it is. Is that right?
Track days. Happy that. A lot.
So that's your field.
Queensland Raceway, we got the happy laps that will be happening sort of at lunchtime, usually between the 4th and 5th track session, and we got a full track day for people who are keen, interested to get out to QR and join out with the gang and sort of get in the pits and.
So this is a great day, all right? So a lot of you out there, a lot of the On2Crew members in Brisbane have already done track days, have been out there, they know what it's like, they've done happy laps.
Yep.
But it's a great day. Honestly, guys, if you're watching this, June 1st, even if you don't want to do the track day, bring your bike out, bring your kids out.
Come for a watch.
It's a great day. Yep. Everybody's all in the same shed.
Yep.
It's a great atmosphere. And if you bring your bike out, you will 100% want to go out and do happy laps.
You'll get suckered into it.
You'll get suckered into lunchtime happy laps. And it's great. It's only $50. It's awesome. We've spoken about it before. I won't touch too much on it.
You don't have to stress about it either. Even if you come out and you bring your bike out, if you're doing the happy laps, you can register when you get out there. You know what I mean?
Register on the day.
Register on the day. So yeah, even if you're like, I'm an ahhing, ride out, check it out, get the vibe. If it's your vibe, jump on the Happy Laps, come see us, we'll get you on there.
Yeah. So that's what it is. Like I said, we've spoken about it before. We've spoken about it a few times, but we got that. And just another thing for all you guys out there. So if you want to throw out some comments, please let us know. Next episode coming up, we're going to be talking about riding gear. So we're going to probably bring in a few things of our
A few
own.
leathers, helmets.
A few of our own stuff. Let us know, your preferred riding gear, what you like, what you don't like,
What
things
brands?
like that.
What
brands.
Yep.
Then obviously whatever we've got, we can touch on that. But please throw them out in the comments. As we say it always, is without you guys, this is why we do it. We do it for you guys. We do it for the motorcycle community. We love you all. We want you to get involved. This is,
Get behind it.
This is what we do.
Yep.
If it's, without you guys, without the support of you guys, then we couldn't do this. We couldn't bring this to you. But that's a wrap for
100%.
us from
It's a
episode
massive
4. Thanks, gents.
Thank you.
Freeway. I like that one.
Stop it.
Careful, I get excited now.
But that's it. That's On2Crew Couch Talks for another episode. Thanks, guys. And remember, On2Crew, where passion comes to life.
Thank you.
Man, I'm glad you didn't give something away this time.
I'm pumped now.